You know, I probably use every single miter saw that's been out in the last 3 years. And don't get me wrong, some of them have been amazing. But there's only one, in my opinion, that is the undisputed king of all miter saws. I'm talking about power, I'm talking about ease of use, I'm talking about all around awesomeness. We even did a full review of this saw. I'll put that card at the end of this video, but I'm telling you, if you have a couple extra dollars to spend and you want something professional grade or just something above all else, in my opinion, this is it. But maybe you're not invested in this brand. I will give you the runner-up towards the end of this video of this saw. I think it is awesome as well, just not as awesome. So without further ado, the undisputed king of miter saws, the DEWALT Sexy Flexi. That's right, the DEWALT FLEXVOLT 120 volt max. It's a beastly 12-inch miter saw. It's cordless, it's brushless, and it has an AC adapter. Listen, you got a cutting capacity for 7.5 inches on crown molding that is vertically nested on this freaky beast. This is a man's man saw. You know who's a man? I'm a man. And we got 56 pounds of tank that we're going to use and abuse today. We're going to slice and dice. But what makes this saw so good? So what makes this, in my opinion, the undisputed king of all miter saws? Well, not only is there tons of power in this saw, not only is it extremely smooth when you're cutting, not only is it dialed in and pretty simple to use, it's really versatile. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now, a lot of miter saws on the market obviously give you two choices: plug or battery usage. And usually it's one or the other. You either go full battery power or you go plug-in. But a lot of people don't dislike one or the other. They want the option to be able to take this out in the field and not have to worry about bringing a generator or bringing an outlet with them. And the others don't just want battery power because they don't last all day long and you're still going to have to recharge them. So that's where some people like the plug. But where DEWALT was genius was they added both. So if you want this 100% battery operated power, you can do that by simply using two 60 volt Sexy Flexi batteries. Or you can plug this thing in and have it running off of your electrical outlet. Now let me show you this real quick. This right here will actually come with two 60 volt batteries, the 20 volt max 6.0 AH batteries. This one right here is just an extra 9 AH that I had. I have another one of these, but it doesn't matter. As long as it's 60 volt, you can use it. We're going to throw this down in here, throw that down in there. 100% brushless. They're thrown in, they're fully charged, and they are ready to use. Now take a listen to this. Now don't worry, we're going to make a few cuts. We're going to do some crown molding, we're going to do some 4x4, all that. But that is pure 100% battery power. And in my opinion, battery power runs so much smoother than when you plug it into a wall. I'm going to switch this over. I'm going to plug this in. I'm going to let you hear the difference. All you have to do is pop these batteries out. And now if you want to plug this into the wall, you can do that. Now this is really cool. This is your adapter. You can see right here, this is where the batteries would go on the back. You've got a plug running off the bottom here. All you have to do is take out this little rubber piece right here, and this will slide down like so. Now that you got that attached to the back, all we're going to do is plug it in like so. All right, check this out. All right, so if you can hear that, there's almost a buzzing, right? When you pull that trigger, listen. That's what you get with the electrical cord. But when you take that off and you put the batteries in, you don't get any of that. And that is why I love the battery powered saws. But here's the thing, you get two batteries with it anyway. So if they go dead and you're throwing them on your charger, yeah, plug it in. Or if you just want to run it with the cord, you can do that as well. But me personally, I'm going battery all the way if I can. You're also going to get a crazy amount of cut time. I can do job after job after job. If you're framing, I'm telling you, you can run this saw as long as you want. I mean, the batteries last forever. You get cut after cut after cut after cut. If you're framing, it is insane with how many cuts you can get off two fully charged 60 volt batteries. And that's what that's like. But then you ask yourself, is it smooth? Well, let me show you this. This is so easy to operate. You just push that button down and it just glides. It just freaking glides. And you got the positive stops down here, makes it really nice. all your most popular cuts. It is fantastic. You also get some really nice adjustable fences that allow you to put some bigger objects up against this, and it really holds them well, and they're textured so they're not going to slide around on you. You got super smooth gliding motion on this. And as far as it goes with bringing down your saw, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful action on this. Not to mention you have a super bright LED light right here. This is awesome when you're trying to make your cuts. You got that shadow line. There you go. Now as for the dust collection itself, I think it does a pretty good job. I think the Milwaukee does a better job when it comes to dust collection. But if you hook a vacuum up to the back of this, simply by removing this bag, hooking your vacuum right here to, it does a great job pulling that dust out. And yet you also have your positive stops right here on each side of the saw. Now there is one thing I will tell you about this saw. I said it was the king of all miter saws, but I didn't say it was perfect. It's heavy. And one of the other things that I don't really care for is this old style. I think Milwaukee did a really good job on their 10-inch, and I wish I would see more saws coming out with that. Whether it's a patent infringement, I don't know. But this right here, you basically have to turn. It's a little stiff. You got to pull out that pin. But once you do, that bevel is awesome. It slides and glides, no problem. Again, you have those stops over here, so if you wanted to stop them at the positive stop at the 22.5, it'll do that. If I want to bring it over here around the 33-degree mark, it'll do that. If I want to go the other way with it, I just pull the pin in the back and it'll go the other way. So it's a double bevel. So all in all, with the adjustments, they are super, super smooth, super easy to make. This is not heavy at all up on top. Just a saw in general, if you're moving this thing around a lot, I'm telling you, get some help because it weighs a lot. But you want to see some of that slicing and the dicing. Well, check this out. This is a treated 4x4. We're going to go down through it. This is battery power. Check that out. There is absolutely no loss of power, and check out the smoothness of that cut. Now let's do the exact same cut, but with it plugged in. Freaking beastly. Check this out. You're a framer, you need to frame something up. Battery power. Cut after cut after cut. The power and the smoothness of the saw, it is just insane to me. It is just such a perfect all-around saw. But what about precision? If you're doing crown molding, will this thing cut real nice like? All right, so right here we got some crown molding. I'm going to chop off that end piece real quick. Now we're going to slice this right down the middle here. Man, that is freaking crazy smooth. Now I'm going to cut these pieces of crown molding at a 45 degree. I also have a tool that I'm going to bring to the channel that I'm going to show you how you can get perfect cuts every single time around your corners. But not only that, with this saw, there's a bunch of accessories that you probably don't even know about that actually allow you to cut crown molding much easier. We're going to bring those to the channel very soon. So get subscribed, hit that bell notification so you don't miss those. Alright, so check this out. We've got our crown molding up against the fence, which is textured so it's not going to move around on you. Super cool. We got our cut set at 45 degrees. Watch this. Boom, there's one cut right there. That, my friend, is with the stock blade that comes with this saw. Check this out. No tear out, no splintering, nothing. Just a perfect freaking cut. We have our other cut set up. We got that line going straight down. Let me adjust this here. There we go. And that's why I love this freaking saw. Boom. You seen how precise that was. If you want to cope those out, cope them up, do your thing. But here you go. I'm telling you, not only do you get the power on this saw, you get the versatility with the 2 batteries. You can take it portable wherever you want to go with it. You don't have to worry about an outlet. Or you can plug this thing directly into your outlet. I'm telling you, this thing is so freaking powerful. So freaking smooth, does an excellent job cutting. Again, it's heavy, I'm not gonna lie. But that's because it's built like a freaking tank. So, you know, there's that. But I want to know what you think. Have you used the DEWALT Sexy Flexi 12-inch miter saw? If you have, leave me a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? I don't think I got it wrong. This thing is beastly. It's undisputed, man. Now, I also told you at the beginning of the video, I am going to give you the runner-up saw, which I think is the second best miter saw out on the market today that you can buy hands down. Now, it's going to be battery powered. It's not going to be corded. I think a lot of people like that. Some people might not. But in my opinion, it is the second best miter saw you can buy. Now, this is the Milwaukee M18 fuel miter saw. Now, don't get me wrong. This thing has plenty of power. I love it because it only takes one 18-volt battery. And it will do anything you absolutely need it to do. But it only runs on battery. You can't plug it in. And a lot of people were kind of bummed out about that. Though it does take only one battery, it is more expensive. And because the DEWALT gives you two FLEXVOLT batteries and a dual charger, it's just more powerful. I gotta go with the DEWALT, but this is a very close second. Now, I appreciate you stopping by. Again, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna leave the full review for you to check this out here at the end of this screen. Now, we're heading to that 100,000 subscriber mark. Love to have you part of the team, so hit that bell notification, get subscribed. We got something cool coming up once we hit that 100K. And with that, we'll be back with more videos soon.